arguing about who's the rightful person that should be called the national hero in the Philippines. But first of all, warning, we will be talking in Filipino and English, but don't worry, there's a subtitle. So, as a student or as a person who grew up studying in the Philippines, we were all taught about all the national symbols in the Philippines, such as mango is our national fruit, Nara tree is our national tree, Philippine eagle is our national bird, and then Filipino, of course, is our national language. Lupang Hinirang is our national anthem, and Jose Rizal is our national hero. But is he really? Does he really deserve to be called as the national hero? Because some law and proclamations are arguing about making all the national symbols official except for the national hero. There are arguments for Team Bonifacio that Rizal was not really brave enough to participate in the revolution, and the Team Rizals are saying that Andres Bonifacio was very aggressive, very violent, vain, and planned the revolution without them being prepared. Both parties have some points on some factors, especially they're all humans. They believe what they see, they believe what they hear. So today we will be tackling about on who we think is the rightful person to be titled as the national hero. So Team Rizal will go first.
So, why do we think that Jose Rizal deserves to be entitled as the national hero? Is because during the colonization of the Spaniards, kahit takot na siya, lumaban pa rin siya. Oo, sabihin natin na meron lang siyang knowledge pero wala siyang physical strength to fight through the wars that they're having. And yet, kasi meron silang patakaran that time na bawal sila magsulat. Pero ang ginawa ni Jose Rizal is lumipat siya ng ibang lugar na hindi lamang sa Pinas, pero sa ibang bansa pa para manulat kung ano ba talaga nangyayari sa Pinas. Kasi if you guys know the two famous stories that he had made, Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. Oo, sabihin natin na it's just a story, but behind that story, it's about the war that they are having during that time, the reality that is happening that time. Ginawa niya yun. So, sa paraan ng panunulat niya, hanggang ngayon, buhay pa rin. Kahit wala na. Kasi, who will be telling us the history during their time is none other than Jose Rizal. Kasi, kapag wala yung Noli Me Tangere, wala yung El Filibusterismo, siguro hanggang ngayon, hindi natin malalaman kung ano nangyayari dun sa history during Filipinos versus, Philippines versus the Spaniards. So, I believe na, he deserves to be as the national hero.
What are Jose Rizal's most famous words? His most famous words are the novels Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, which exposed the abuses of the Spanish colonial government and the Catholic Church in the Philippines. What was Jose Rizal's approach to achieving reform? Rizal advocated for peaceful reform through education and civic engagement, believing these were essential for social change and national progress. wait, one more. Nagbasa ka lang pa.
Kasi during that time rin, si Jose Rizal, he has been like, not only he's been physically abused, but yet meron siyang iniibig na tao, which is known as si Maria Clara dun sa ano, pero I forgot what's her name talaga. Yung babae na yun, tatay niya, isa siyang pare sa isang church.
Yes.
Pero ayaw niya kay Jose Rizal. Kasi ang mga pinaggagawa niya, hindi naman panglalaking gawain daw eh. Because of that as well, he, instead of picking for his love, he fight for his country. Kahit na sinasabi ng babae sa tatay niya na babalik at babalik siya. Oo, bumalik siya pero ilang taon na. Pero alam ba ng babae kung ano pinagagawa ni Jose Rizal? I don't think so, because Jose Rizal is fighting for his country, for the future. Kung sino yung titira doon sa Pinas. So, I guess Jose Rizal is the karapat dapat for the national hero. Why are you laughing? Why?
At least I'm not racist.
What?
Nope. Andres Bonifacio is regarded as the father of the Philippines' revolution against Spain.
Revolution? Why kayo revelation?
I'm sorry! Duling. Cut. Andres Bonifacio is regarded as the father of the Philippines' revolution against Spain. He also known as the father of Katipunan, a secret revolutionary society he founded in 1892 and whose goal was to win Philippines independence from Spain by means of a revolution.
So, from this paragraph that from all nine, Andres Bonifacio, like I said, he's the reason why we celebrate the Independent Day in the Philippines. Kasi siya yung nagpatakbo, or let's say yung kumalaban during the revolution. That's why they call Jose Rizal pussy, because he wasn't brave enough to fight during that battle, during that revolution. Okay? And he's very Andres. So it's like, and then the background of Bonifacio is like, hindi siya mayaman. He came. He came from a very, very poor background. Then he was the eldest of among 6 children. So they were six, anim silang magkakapatid. So yun. And his parents died when he was 14 years old. So he had to stop school to support his siblings. Kasi nga, he's di ba? So, bata pa lang siya, he was already brave enough to stand up, to protect, to feed his siblings. So, paano niya nasabi na hindi siya karapat-dapat maging hero?
I know, right?
Andres was an avid reader and he read all Rizal's writing, as well as the Bible and the history of the French Revolution. His leadership abilities enabled him to rally a big following as he prepared to strike against the Spanish authorities. However, before his group could attack, they were discovered by the parish priest in Tondo, who reported them to the Spanish authorities.
Luckily, Bonifacio and his men were able to escape to the hills of Balintawak. There, on August 26, 1896, Bonifacio and his men raised their
Rifles.
rifles and sabers, crying out, "Long live the Katipunan! Long live, long live, long live! Long live Philippines independence! Long live Philippines independence!" You heard that?
Yes.
Forthwith, they tore their cedulas, shouting, "Kalayaan!" It means freedom. This event became known as the Cry of Balintawak, and it's commemorated every year on August 26 at the foot of monument erected in honor of Bonifacio and his followers.
So every August 26, they celebrate
Celebrate.
they celebrate the Cry of Balintawak, or it could be also known. Okay, so August 26, it's celebrated because of the Cry of Balintawak, or known as the National Heroes Day, in honor of Andres Bonifacio. Everybody, okay, Independent Day. Okay, so the revolution against Spain rapidly spread throughout the country. However, the poorly armed and ill-equipped Filipinos were no match to the Spanish army. Malalakas sila. Kaya talo kami. Char. To make matters worse for Andres Bonifacio, the young revolutionary in the province of Cavite named Emilio Aguinaldo emerged, resulting in a rivalry for leadership. As a result, the group split into two factions: the Magdalo under Aguinaldo and the Magdiwang under Bonifacio. A violent confrontation between the two groups ensued on May 10. Bonifacio and his brother were killed by Aguinaldo's men. So during that fight with the Spain, merong two groups or two leaders were arguing on who should lead that revolution. Who should lead that revolution? Ano daw? Revolution. Who should lead that revolution? Which is Emilio Aguinaldo and or Andres Bonifacio. Emilio Aguinaldo.
Emilio. So, even though Rizal, for the most part, opposed a violent revolution regarding the Philippines independence movement, he still died because of it. So kahit hindi siya sumasali sa mga ganyang klaseng action, kasi ayaw niya, from the very beginning, he's been known as the weak guy, right? Because he doesn't know how to fight physically for the sake of the country. And yet, he still died of the independence. He still died under the Philippines independence. Why? It's because, sabi nga dito, the Spaniards still arrested and tried him as the mastermind behind the Filipino uprising. Bakit sinasabi nilang mastermind si Jose Rizal? Guys, note natin kung naalala natin yung sinabi ko kanina at saka ni Angge, he created 2 books. Until now, is still famous or still being taught by younger kids. Which is the Noli Me Tangere. In English, it's called as Touch You Not. And El Filibusterismo. Those are fictions, yet it was dedicated, or it was parang replica ng pangyayari doon sa Pinas. Kasi bawal talaga manulat. Kasi ayaw ng mga Spaniards malaman ng future generation kung anong pinaggagawa during their time. And yet, Jose Rizal took that risk. He took it para kahit hindi na kailangan niya lumaban. Basta meron siya yung utak. You know what I mean? Like, gagamitin niya lang yung utak niya panglaban towards the Spaniards. At saka iniisip niya rin para malaman ng mga next generations kung ano talaga nangyayari sa history. Kasi what if ang mga bata in the future, they would say that ano nangyari sa times nila Jose Rizal? Wala bang sasabi? Kasi they don't have the proof. You get my point? Parang wala siyang pruweba. And then Jose Rizal's last words is "Consumatum est." It means na it is finished. By the time it is finished, pagkatapos nun, wala na. So I believe that, tingnan niyo guys, hindi lang sa Pinas lang yung estatwa ni Jose Rizal nandun, pati rin sa iba't ibang bansa. That's how much they respected Jose Rizal, because without his writings, no one will know the past. So I truly believe that he deserves to be known as the national hero of the Philippines.
For us, Bonifacio was a common man whose revolutionary style of fighting for his people was just fight against oppression. Made possible by his love for his motherland, ang aking pag-ibig sa tinubuang lupa.
So, it means, okay, so, for Andres Bonifacio, anong magagawa ng pagsusulat, Kyra? Anong magagawa ng pagsusulat ni Jose Rizal on how to protect the world, the city of the Philippines?
Yun na nga, dahil sa pagsusulat ni Jose Rizal hanggang ngayon, kapag wala yung pagsusulat ni Jose Rizal ngayon, who will know what will happen in the past?
Okay, so let's say Jose Rizal wrote two books, right?
Not only two, but those are famous. Okay, go on.
Okay, wrote two famous books. So, okay na. Okay na. For the citizens, for the people who lives in the Philippines, know about the history, right? May nakita ako sa website, sa TikTok, or I don't know where. Sa tingin mo, yung generation ngayon, na ano ba nila yung sinulat ni Jose Rizal?
Yun na nga.
Kasi, wait, nagsasalita ba ako?
Okay, so I'm sorry. You're asking me.
Di ba dati in sa history ng Pilipinas, people are very demure, very mindful, very cutesy, very respectable. Pero ngayon, generations ngayon, mga teenagers ngayon, may inom, nag-yosi.
Nag-debate.
Sa tingin mo, they're still applying on what Jose Rizal wrote? They're still following, or they're still learning, or parang nire-respeto pa ba nila yung reason kung ba't namatay si Jose Rizal? Or si Andres Bonifacio? No. Pero, yung kay Andres Bonifacio, he fought for it. Meron nakasulat dito. Bonifacio is a man who is willing to sacrifice his youth, ability, strength, and life to pursue the freedom and independence. So meaning, meron siyang ability na magsulat, pero hindi niya ginawa yun. He chose to fight. He chose to do it physically, to prove it, or like show it to other people that he is strong enough to fight for his country. Tulad na lang ng mga soldiers. May nakita ka bang mga soldiers na nagsusulat ng libro para ipakita sa mga tao na kaya kong lumaban. Kaya susulat niya sa book. May nakita kang ganun? Wala. Pinapakita nila on how tiring it is every day na mag-training, yung sacrifice nila na mamatay para lang i-prove sa mga country nila na kaya na pinoprotektahan nila yung mga country nila. Which is the same with Andres Bonifacio. He proved it to the people sa Pilipinas ngayon. That's why he is also well known din naman. Acceptable din yung kay for Jose Rizal. He may not have written novels or books, and he may not have received higher education from universities or school because, like I said, his parents died very young age. He was already mature enough, old enough to feed his family, siblings, right? So he may not have higher education, good grades, let's say. But he embodies the true meaning of heroism. Bonifacio was like Elias, the filibusterer and rebel as described by Rizal, who did not believe the oppressors would ever accept peaceful reforms, and this very brave man sacrificed himself to obtain freedom from Spanish colonizer. There's also okay. He was nonetheless a self-assured and self-educated man, kahit hindi siya nakapagtapos. Andres Bonifacio, okay. Furthermore, Andres Bonifacio put into action the writings of Jose Rizal. So, ibig sabihin, yung mga sinulat ni Jose Rizal, parang lumabas siya sa storya, tapos siya na yung nag-prove sa mga tao, siya naggumawa kung ano man yung mga nakasulat kay Jose Rizal. So, sa tingin nyo, magsisettle kayo sa mga sa taong kayang magsulat na parang nagkakwento na lang ba? Parang hindi mo naman pinuproof, yung puro ka na lang salita, puro ka na lang sulat, pero hindi mo kayang gawin into action. So, it's like you just made a promise but you can't do it.
Parang magaling.
Yun. That's all for me.
I think the way how JC referred as Andres Bonifacio na dapat maging karapat, dapat maging maging leader talaga. Sorry. Yung maging leader talaga. Parang nagigets ko yung point. Kasi Jose Rizal creates those novels, and because of it, until now, his name is alive. But then again, Andres Bonifacio took out the movement of what Jose Rizal has of what Jose Rizal written in his novels. But yet, kapag hindi ba yan sinulat ni Jose Rizal, hindi kukunin ni wait lang.
You're saying it's like Andres Bonifacio took the credit out of Jose Rizal.
Kasi according to here, Bonifacio credited Rizal's novels Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo as the main inspiration for founding the Katipunan movement. And before founding it, he was a member of Rizal's La Liga Filipina. Tapos sinasabi nila na victim si... If anything, he was the victim here for dying in a cause that he didn't support in the first place. Cut mo na lang yun.
Okay, so,
a lot of things...
Don't you think it's kind of unfair na parang may mas mataas yung how do you say that, yung pagka-famous ni Jose Rizal compared to Andres Bonifacio.
So, episode 2, we'll be talking about, do we need to have a president like Ferdinand Marcos?
Okay. So, that's what we're gonna think throughout our whole year, kung sino ba talaga. But for us, I clearly agree that Andres Bonifacio should.
Because some of the websites that I've just read right now, I was like shocked. Like, at first, sabihin natin na pinapaniwalaan ko na dapat si Jose Rizal magiging isang karapat-dapat leader or national hero ng Pinas. But yet, throughout reading, if you read it carefully and you understand it, you would see how Andres Bonifacio puts all his strength towards the Philippines. Kaya, I don't think that si Jose, not I don't think, pero still respected, we still respect Jose Rizal, but our opinions rather, is towards Andres Bonifacio. Because, like what they said, action speaks louder than words.
That's all for today's episode.
Yay!